Hi guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to talk about how to hire a salesperson for your social media marketing agency or any agency for that matter. In the past 6 months, Tom and I have hired or been going through the hiring process to hire some new salespeople for our agency, and it's been a real learning process. It really has. Like, over the past, 6 years of, coming up to 7, probably is past 7 years now, of running the social media marketing agency, we have hired salespeople from all different types of places from, I'm going to run you through them in this video. And there've been people that have been around for a couple of weeks, people have been around for months, people have been around for years. Like, we've hired so many different salespeople, and they have their pros and cons. They really do. And I want to run you through the different types of salespeople you can hire, the pros and cons, my experience with them of hiring those people. So number one is probably the process, where everyone starts, which is doing the sales yourself. And it's important. I'm going to start here. I know that's not hiring people, but it's important to showcase the transition of the positive and negative. So obviously, when you start your social media marketing agency or when you start your business, majority of the time, you or one of the business owners is the salesperson. If you're a partnership, one of them will do service delivery, and then one of you will do sales, and that's a really good place to start. If you're starting a social media marketing agency and you're wanting to hire a salesperson straight away, it's going to be a bit of a disaster. And when I say salesperson, I mean appointment setter. I don't mean someone who's going to do all the sales calls for you, because that's a very, very difficult job to hire for, essentially. And me and Tom still do the actual sales calls ourselves. It's like the final job that we've not delegated yet. We've delegated all of our service delivery, our account managing now, and our appointment setting. And we've got quite a few appointment setters now that manage different channels. But when I say salespeople, I'm talking about appointment setters primarily through cold calling, because that's obviously the best sales method that you can do in 2024, 2025. Yeah, doing it yourself to start with is absolutely crucial, just so you understand the process. Obviously, especially on the sales calls, you're going to have a 10x close rate over a salesperson that you hire, just being the business owner, because people like to make decisions and they feel important when they're speaking to the owner. So that's step one. Number two is hiring a commission-only appointment setter. Now, there are people out there, usually the people out there that work in kind of third world countries. It's very difficult to get a commission-only salesperson in the UK or in the US. They are possible, but they're very, very difficult to find a good one, because a good one can charge a good amount of money or be in a sales job. And commission only is literally just, right, you'll give them a percentage of every fee that they close, whether that's the first monthly payment, whether it's 10% reoccurring, or whatever. Second type of salesperson you can hire is someone that you know. So a family member, a friend, someone in your community. Now, Tom and I have done this too. We've hired a load of people from our academy, or loads of people from our Instagram that wanted to get into a sales role. And we've had, some good people. We've had some people that have really smashed it out the park. They're not people that are going to be in your business long term, what we found anyway. And that's just because a lot of the time, those people, the people that you know, your friends, your family, do it because they want an extra bit of cash that they do alongside their job. And at the start, that's really useful. Like, if you're really busy at your agency and you just need 50 calls a day doing from someone who's okay on the phone and doesn't mind picking up the phone, giving it to a family member to do it in the evening or on their lunch break is a really good way to just keep that activity going. And sometimes that's especially in the early stages of agency, when you're really bogged down with service delivery, it's like, right, let me just get someone on the phone and making activity, because I can't do anything at the moment. And I know it so well. There's a guy called Jake in the academy. You might be watching this video, but he's like, Harry, I'm up to 5-6 grand a month now, and I'm so bogged down with my clients that I've now got and getting them incredible results, I've completely forgotten about my outreach. And it's just a case of prioritizing and just getting those systems in place. The next one, which is a bit more serious, which is what Tom and I have been doing over the past 12 months, is recruitment companies. So getting in touch with a sales recruitment company. And now this is if you want to hire someone full-time. So Tom and I now have 2 salespeople full-time at the agency that we pay a salary for. We pay their pension, national insurance, so all of that kind of the negatives of having an employee, but it's a proper employee of your business. So it's not someone you pay on a freelance basis or commission only. This is someone who is a full-time member of staff. You pay a salary, and you can the best place in our experience to get them is through a recruitment company. Your agency does have to be in a certain place to go to a recruitment company. So just to explain you how recruitment companies work when you're trying to hire people, there's obviously general recruitment companies that you can go to hire staff members. And that can be for HR, that can be for admin, that can be for whatever. For a sales role, it's best to go to a sales specialist recruitment company. There's tons of them. And you basically pay that recruitment company a percentage of the yearly salary that they bring you. So you hire a SDR for £30,000 a year, you're going to pay the recruitment company 20% of that fee up front. If you commit to one recruitment company, if you commit to one recruitment company and say, right, we're not going to be working with any other recruitment companies, then they'll lower that fee to 10-15% or whatever it is. But you have to pay that up front within 30 days of that person signing. So if they'll bring you loads of interviews, you'll interview all of them, and you turn around and say, right, I want Steve to be my SDR. We've agreed at £30,000. You've got them 30 days from that start date to pay them that 20% up free of £4,500 to £6,000. But the benefit of going for a recruitment company is lots of recruitment companies, or at least the ones we used, and I know lots of others do, is they have a guarantee, essentially. I know we talk about guarantees all the time on this channel, but this is where it's really good, is essentially they will replace the person if they're not a good fit up to a year. And I'm not saying all recruitment agencies do this, but I would look into one that does, because this saved Tom and I a lot, essentially. So what we did is, there's different ways you can get a refund with a recruitment company. There's if that person they've brought you, who you've agreed to pay, leaves in the first month, they will either replace the person completely free, so that means they'll start to book interviews for you again, or you can get 75% of your fee back that you've paid them. If they leave in 6 months, now don't hold me to this is just ballpark figures, but you get the gist, it's kind of staggered. If they leave in 6 months, you either get 50% of your fee back or a free replacement, all the way up to a year, where I think if they leave up to a year, you get a free replacement or 25%. I can't remember what the actual figures were, but it's something like that. And what that essentially does is, if that SDR or that person you employ isn't the right fit, and they quit, or they just say that they're not very good, because you can get rid of them in the probation period, you don't have to then pay another fee and pay another fee. Like, once you pay that fee, you've got a year of basically trialing a ton of people. And we had it, but like the girl we've got now is fucking insane at booking appointments for our agency, but we had to go through 3 people to find her. So we hired one person who quit within a week because she just, loads of different reasons I won't bore you with. I'm going to talk about it on the next Academy call. Person 2 was essentially using our job to go back to her existing job to leverage it. And like a lot, these people did a week's work. This person did that before she even started. So we weren't really out of pocket or out of time. It was just, it's just a bit annoying. But luckily, because we have this, recruitment company there just funneling us interviews, we interviewed probably 50 to 75 people, across 3 different interviews, where you really have to drive home what you expect, what you want, as well as building good culture. Like, it has to be done in a very specific way. Like, when we first interviewed people, we made loads of mistakes. We didn't do the referencing. We didn't do all these different things that you have to do when you're employing people. But yeah, going back to the recruitment company, it's a really good way to, if you're going to a sales specialist, because what that recruitment company will do is they'll have a load of salespeople on their books that they've interviewed when they joined the recruitment company. So when you get in touch with a recruitment company and you say, right, we're looking for this, and this on this salary, they have a list of people on their database that they essentially reach out to and just keep booking you meetings. They usually do it in blocks. So you'll have like a block of 5 meetings, give them feedback, block of 5 meetings, and then slowly or surely you dwindle it down to the remaining people. But recruitment company, although it's expensive, especially if you're not at that place and your agency doesn't have a lot of cash, like to spend £35,000 to £40,000 on an SDR, and then top of that your recruitment fees, your agency does have to be in a good place. But yeah, that kind of outlines, guys, the different types of salespeople you can hire and my experience with them. So yeah, hope you enjoyed, guys. If you want any more kind of information on this, obviously the Academy's in the description, which is our full stack agency mentorship program. I won't bore you with it. There's loads of stuff in the description, and obviously my Instagram, Harry_SMMA. Yeah, drop me a follow and we can have a chat. And yeah, I'll see you very shortly for tomorrow's video.